why I didn't like Terrifier 3. And please keep in mind, this is why I didn't like it. I'm not telling you not to like it if you liked it or thinking about seeing it, whatever you do your own opinion here. But um, I really didn't want to see the movie in the first place, to be honest with you. I liked the first one. It was a good improvement on the character from the previously the All Hallows Eve series and some of the short stuff he did. They got a different character who kind of embraced it, brought a little bit of change to it, made it his own. And the first one was like pretty random and different. And even though it didn't have much of a plot, I definitely liked it. I went to see the second one as well and thought it was also good. They piled on even more gore, but when the third one rolled around, my thought was, well, what are they going to do? How are they going to make this any different? Okay. And then I see they're doing a Santa Claus killer thing, and it's like so played out, man. Like this has been they've been doing that since like I'd say the '80s with Silent Night, Deadly Night, but it's been done even before that. The Tales from the Crypt. It's so cliche and overdone. And so right away, I was just like, I don't want to see it. I don't think there's going to be anything new. And, you know, and I don't always listen to public opinion or whatever, but I ran into a couple people who I kind of have the same movie taste as, and they're like, oh, no, you got to see it. Oh, it's got a plot this time, and blah, blah, blah. It's the best one. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll go see it. So, and if whoever thought this has a plot, I don't know what they think a plot is, but not much of a plot. But anyway, so watching it, and then in the first scene, basically, he kills a kid, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know they're trying to be edgy and all that and push the envelope, but that's just kind of like one thing in slashers and everything. They don't. I mean, has it been done before? Yes. But like, people would always say with Jason, oh, he doesn't kill kids, he doesn't kill animals, and blah blah blah. And he almost had like this respect from the fans because of that. Now, do they show him chopping the kid up? No. And people might argue, okay, well, it's an off-screen kill, but then they show the kid's body all hacked up and everything like that. And I'm sorry, I don't want to see that. That's just not something I want to see. If you do, fine. That was the turn off right away. And then, of course, more kids get killed, and he kills animals and stuff like that. And here's the other thing: the overall thing with this movie is, obviously, when you start out as gory as the first one was, people are expecting you to keep topping it and topping it and topping it, and there's a such thing as too much gore, I think. Not that I'm against gore. I love gory movies. I have plenty in my collections, and it's from the Tom Savini days, especially. I think those effects are amazing. But sometimes, like when it's nothing but gore through the whole movie, it's just like it doesn't mean anything anymore. And I think that's kind of where they're at. It's like basically, if I had to say anything to sum up Terrifier 3, is they're trying too hard. Okay, so what I would compare it to is comparing Ozzy Osbourne in the 80s to Marilyn Manson in the 90s. Okay, and what I mean by that is Ozzy's just Ozzy. He's crazy. He's whatever. Doing all the crazy shit he did is just wasn't planned out. Someone throws a bat on the stage. He thinks it's plastic. He bites the head off. Like all this crazy shit he did. Pissing on the Alamo. He was hammered drunk. He didn't even know where he was. Like that was just Ozzy being Ozzy. When Marilyn Manson came out, it was like everything he did was calculated. He's trying to piss people off. He's trying to get the most controversy he could, and like you could see it. Like it was kind of like fake in a way, almost. Like he first started out, he's naked, in these small clubs, naked all the time, putting Nazi flags up, just trying to get anything for controversy. And I think that's what this movie's doing is like it's just even with the Santa Claus thing, because that, back it was Silent Night, Deadly Night, that pissed parents off so bad they got it thrown out of the theater. But in these days, like, I mean, I don't think that many people even care anymore, but that's how I would sum it up. And watching this, just being from the 80s, growing up on movies that got cut to shit and kind of almost ruined the movie. Now, you take a movie like The Burning from the 80s, or you take a movie like My Bloody Valentine, and you watch the original cut, and then you watch the Blu-ray or the DVD they put out that had, uncut, and it's, you could see how they kind of destroyed the movie, and it was just like a couple second thing. And now you got the Terrifier 3. I mean, the MPAA obviously doesn't give a shit about gore anymore, but now it's not like a couple second clip. It's like 5 minutes of just dripping blood. And it's just like, okay, yeah, we've seen it. I don't know. But my girlfriend summed it up pretty well too. It's like, we walked out, she's like, I could not wait for that to be over. And I was like, yeah, I kind of agree with you. And I'm probably not going to watch it again, and probably I'm sure there's going to be a 4 and a 5 now because these keep making money. As long as they keep making money, and I know I saw the maker say, "Oh well, there's not going to be a 6, and there's not going to be a Terrifier in space, and blah blah blah." Well, you already did a Santa Claus Terrifier on the third one, so who knows where it's going to go. Um, but I think it's got nowhere to go but down. You can only go. What are you going to do next? So that's my reasons why I didn't like it. And if you disagree or feel the same or whatever, comments are below. Make sure to like and subscribe as usual. And till next time.